Good evening, everybody. First of all, I wanted to say a massive thank you to Nicola and Emma I know Nicola kind of hunted me down for a number of weeks to ask me if I'd do this webinar for you. So I'm really grateful for the opportunity to share my success with Experience Pack. So some of you might have seen my slot at QLS, but for those of you that haven't, a lot of people won't know me. So just to kind of introduce myself, I currently work full-time, a busy career within the NHS, in a job that actually I used to really love. And what I saw when I joined Forever 7 years ago was a way to make some extra money, so that me and my husband, who are super passionate about travel, could go on loads of holidays every single year, rather than just the one or two that we were used to. So at that point, that's kind of all I wanted. That's kind of as far as my self-belief would go, really. And what I did was I set to work building my customer base that would basically fund these trips. So recently, however, life at the NHS has changed. It's become quite a negative place to work, so much so that actually the politics and bullying has made national news, so pretty bad. And towards the end of last year, I actually decided that, things have got to change, and I was aware of the opportunity, obviously having been involved for 7 years, and what I saw with Reva is really this was my way out. So my focus has gone from just having a great extra income to travel to actually wanting to build my business seriously. So much so that at the end of last year, I actually qualified for the Stockholm Level 1 incentive. So I'm super excited to be going to Stockholm in May. So essentially, most of the income that I've enjoyed over the years has mostly come from my customer base, and consistently doing 5 to 7 case credits a month. I've done this through loads and loads of different methods over the years, but mostly through Experience Packs. This is something that I've grown to absolutely love, and obviously what I'm going to share with you now. So hopefully it will move on. So what is an Experience Pack? Essentially, an Experience Pack is, as it says there, a bag of products for people to try at home. So it's a couple of products tailored to suit them. I'll tell you a bit more about how I tailor them afterwards. And essentially, I just let people try them and fall in love with them. And I find that's the best way. You can use this obviously as part of your retailing strategy. And I would always say to get a minimum of 2 to 3 Experience Packs out every single week. Now, everybody's spend is completely different. And what's really important to remember is, some people won't order, some people will spend hundreds of pounds. But what on average, I find that my orders are around 0.3 of a case credit. So therefore, when I'm planning my month, I know that if I do 2 to 3 Experience Packs a week, over the month, and I can expect to take home 2.4 to 3.6 case credits every month just from my Experience Packs. So where do I find the people? The most obvious place, of course, is your who do you know list. So warm market, essentially people that you know. These are friends, family, neighbours, basically people that trust you. And this is really important. They know you, so you're going to get good results. Your day job, I work in a hospital, as I said. So I am surrounded by hundreds of people every single day that I can speak to about these products. If you don't have any hobbies, I would say get some. In the last few years, have joined a boot camp and also a gym, which has exposed me to loads of people, obviously looking to kind of look good, feel good with some of our products. Revisiting existing customers. This is something I do all the time, because obviously we're always on the hunt to expand the range of products that they're using on a monthly basis, so that we don't have to go and find hundreds of new products every single month. We can look after the ones that we've got. And now that I'm sharing the business opportunity with a lot more people, obviously those that are saying no to the business, I can follow up with an Experience Pack. And, obviously if the business, it wasn't the right time for them, I can say, do you know what? Why don't you try these products instead? I'd love to see what you think. Referrals are a great way. So, you can say to people that are enjoying the products already, you love these. Who else do you know might like to try some, be pampered for a couple of nights or might see benefit as you are? And then finally, events. This has been a real passion of mine. I do loads of events, quite a few at Christmas, quite a few in the summer, and they kind of keep me going all year. And at events, we they complete free prize draw forms. The key thing with them is remembering to follow them up. So I'll touch on this a little bit afterwards. So what do I say to people? Well, I use different approaches for different people. But actually what I find is if you say to people, how are you? They will generally tell you what's wrong with them. Particularly where I work in the NHS, you can imagine there's lots of negative, moany people. So this approach works really well. So it's very, very simple. And, just listening to people, they will tell you that they're tired or their skin's dry or, they're always feeling a little bit under the weather. They might want to get fit, New Year's resolutions. And, I just listen to people and say, do you know what? I might just have a product that could help you with that. How about I lend you some for free to try for a few nights? I'd love to hear what you think. And what I find is actually if you do this in a relaxed and friendly way, people don't tend to say no. Where else do I find people? So warm market. So these are people perhaps that you obviously but perhaps wouldn't bump into on a daily basis. And this phrase works really well. Keep it really simple. I can either do this face to face or on the phone or by message. And I just message somebody and just say, hey, I wanted to ask a quick favour. And they'll usually say, yeah, what can I help with? And I'll say, I wanted to ask you if you'd trial some products for me for a few nights. It's all for free, of course. I'd absolutely love to get your feedback. Or you might tell somebody you'd like to pamper them with a new skincare range. And what I'll say is, when's good to drop it to you? Obviously, arrange a time. And the really, really important thing that I cannot stress enough is to say to them that you will need about 10 or 15 minutes when you drop the products off so that you can explain a little bit about each product. This is key because if you don't set this expectation from the start, what you will find is when you get to the house, their partner is there ready to greet you and take the products in. And unfortunately, if that happens, they'll often will just sit in the bag in the hall until you pick them up. So that's really, really important. So what might I say to existing customers? So with existing customers, there's lots of different people that you can revisit. So what I mean by that is obviously we're really, really fortunate that Forever are always releasing new products. So it gives us the chance to go back to loads of different people. So the first kind of customer that you might go back to is perhaps somebody that might not order that often, or they might have stopped ordering, or they've kind of gone off the radar a little bit. So it gives you the perfect opportunity to reconnect with these people. The second type of customer you might go back to is your regular customer. So these are people that you want to make feel really special, that you value them. And for those people, I might just say to them, listen, I know you're enjoying some of the products already, so I simply had to let you know about the amazing new Sonia kit that's been released. I've totally fallen in love with it, so I'm letting all my customers try it for free as an exclusive offer for a few nights, as I think you'll absolutely love it too. When's best for me to get it to you? And again, I will say, obviously we'll need about 10 minutes so I can explain a bit about each product. Now, on a side note, what's really, really important, obviously we use our profile sheets for profiling business prospects, but I also am really, really cautious that I keep a good profile on every single customer. The reason being is we just cannot keep track of everybody. So if you've got a profile sheet for everybody, you can write down the dates they ordered things, what they ordered, what they liked, what they didn't like, what experience packs they've had in the past. And this will give you the chance to obviously check what they've not tried and then offer them a new experience pack. So there will always be products that they've not tried that you can lend to them. So you'll kind of never run out of the chance to go back to them, really. So, free prize draws. So, often these are filled in through people that perhaps you've not met previously. So, whether this is at a product launch or, as I mentioned before, through an event. Now, there's some key things that I do with my free prize draw forms before I get to the point where I give them a call. And what I do is obviously when I'm speaking to that person, I'm getting them to fill in the free prize draw, I will say to them, obviously chat about the different products that we've got, and they'll let me know perhaps what they might be interested in. So say, for example, somebody's interested in the Clean 9 or the skincare kit. When they leave me, once they've filled out that free prize draw, on the back, I will make a note of the conversation we had. I might even write a little description of the person so that when I get home, I know exactly who that person was, and it really jogs my memory. This is really, really important because the next day, if I've really connected with a person, I will drop them a text and just say, hi, it's Lucy. We met yesterday. It was really, really good to meet you. Just wanted to say I've had loads of interest from the event, but I will be in touch as soon as I can because I know you were keen to try some products, something like that. Then when I am ready and I've got my experience pack free, because obviously you're going to have lots of these filled out at events, you're not going to be able to get them out to everybody all at once. When I'm ready, I will call the person. Now this is crucial because you just do not get the same results if you text them. So I will always phone them. And the key thing to remember, of course, is not everybody is going to answer the first time you call them. So I would say, for example, I phone somebody on a Monday evening. I would, and they don't answer. What I will then do is make a note on the back of their profile sheet or the free prize draw to say when I called. So the next time I try them, I might do a Tuesday at morning or lunchtime. So obviously it's a different time slot so I can try and catch them. If on the second time they don't answer, I might leave a quick voicemail and just say, it's Lucy. I'm just arranging, just a quick call to arrange when's good for you to drop your pamper pack off or your experience pack. Let me know when's a good time. If they don't answer, I might phone them a third time or drop them a text message. And if I don't hear back, that's okay. They might just be busy. They might have something going on in their life. So what I will do is put them in my follow-up folder to give a call in 1 month or 2 months, something like that. So don't despair if people don't answer. Don't just chuck all your free prize draws in a pile and think they're no good, because I have followed people up months and months later and just said, oh God, I had so much interest. I'm still getting around to speaking to people, and people are fine with that. That's absolutely fine. So I'll always have people to contact. So when I phone them, I will just say, it was really great to meet you last Saturday at whatever event it was. You filled in the free prize draw form and you ticked that you'd be keen to try some of the products at home for free. Obviously only say that if they did tick yes. Not everybody will be interested, but what you find is a lot of people are. And it's at this point that you can say to them, obviously if you've had a conversation with them, you've jotted it down, you can say, listen, I know when we chatted you were really keen to try the skincare, and then you can talk them through the options. So obviously the Infinite, the Sonia, we've got the Target range. Chat through what they think they might like to try, because you're tailoring it to suit them, because there's no point just dropping loads of products off if they say, oh God, I'm not even into skincare, because that's just not going to get you the results you want. And then I say, great, when's a good time to drop it to you? Again, we'll just need about 10 minutes so I can explain a bit about each product. Okay. So what goes into an experience pack? So I always take the drinking gels with me. I know some people leave them with their customers. I don't. I will talk you through that after. Of course, you take a selection of products to suit them. Now, obviously, you've had a conversation with them. You know prior to dropping it off what people want to try. And actually, what I will say to people, if they're not sure what they want to try, so say, for example, you've not had a conversation with them specifically about skincare and they're not sure what they'd like to try, I simply say, I tell you what, why don't I put a selection of our most popular products together and you can try those. And then I might just put well, you can see in the picture there, that would probably make up 2 experience packs. So the first one, I might just put in a tooth gel, deodorant, and the hand soap or liquid soap. In the other one, I might, sorry, my dishwasher's bleeping. The other one, I might just put in a propolis, a scrub, a moisturiser, and a jelly. So obviously, they've talked about their skin, that might be a good one to lend them. Now, obviously, when you start your business, you have got you'll start your journey pack, or you might have invested in your your business pack. So within there, you have got loads of products that you can split up, like that picture as an example, into loads of different experience packs. And the key thing is to remember that you don't need loads of products. And in fact, I find that that's quite counterproductive sometimes, because I know at the start I thought, do you know what? The more products I put in, the more they're going to buy. But actually what you find is people become quite overwhelmed, and there's so much in there, they don't know where to start. They forget what's good for what, and they just don't use them. So an experience pack could just be one product. That would be sufficient. If somebody says they've got really dry, cracked hands, why not just lend them the propolis cream? That is sufficient. The key is just to keep getting lots of these experience packs out. But normally I'd put around 3 to 4 products in a pack, depending on what they're interested in. Obviously, you need some literature in there. So, of course, you need the product brochure. And when I meet them, I will actually flick through the brochure and say, as you can see, there's hundreds of products. You've only got a couple here. If there's anything in the brochure that really takes your fancy, let me know and I'll lend it to you another time. So it will kind of help them to let you know what other products they might be interested in as well. The Aloe Life magazine is amazing. There's so many great articles and bits and bobs in there, so I will always include one of those. And of course, you can see in the picture there, I've got like top 10 reasons to drink the RG, bit on the Clean 9, reasons to start your business, and I might put in the business brochure as well, if I've got an inkling that people might be interested in the business. Okay, so these are some of the experience packs that I use. Now, I think what's really important is to remember everybody's going to have their own favourite products. And what I would say is you need to be really, really sincere. Obviously, I love all the products, but if there are some that you don't like as much, it's going to be a lot harder for you to recommend them. So go with what you love. I've fallen in love with the Sonia skincare kit, and I've been getting amazing results with this. So I've actually had 100% success rate. So everybody I've lent it to, nearly everybody's bought the whole kit, but a couple of people just bought 1 or 2 products. So that's been really, really good for me. It's, as I said before, giving me a chance to go back to a lot of my existing customers to say, try it. I love it. Let me know what you think. So that's been my main focus actually the last couple of months, is the Sonia kit and also the Target skincare range. So obviously that comes from having that conversation. If somebody might not use all of the Target range and the Sonia kit, because if it's, for example, a really busy mum, that is going to be so overwhelming for them to have all of those skincare. They're like, I have not got time for that. But what I'm finding is a lot of mums love the Sonia skincare kit because it's quick. I can say to them, you can use the gel mask and sleep in it. It's perfect. So I've had a lot of mums that before have never even cleansed, and they're using that kit. So that's been really, really good. The Fleur mask, again, that's another one I've had great results with. Basically, I measure out 1 spoonful of the powder and some of the activator. I put in a little tub and a brush, and also the head wrap to push their hair back, and let them try one of the masks so they can mix it up at home, and they love that. There was one lady at my work that I lent it to. She fell in love with it, and I said to her, who else do you know that might like to try it? And she said, oh, I know 2 people, one of which actually went on and recommended it to the whole of her department. So I had referrals coming out of my ears, which was amazing. So loads of people were keen on that Fleur mask. So that was just one product that had a really, really good result. So some of the other ones I used, the travel kit, that's kind of an experience pack in itself. So that one's been quite useful. Of course, the Infinite Skincare Kit as well. Depending on what that conversation is, if somebody says, oh God, I'm so worried about my wrinkles, I'd probably lend them the Infinite rather than the Sonia Kit. So it's about listening to your customers. And anybody that's keen to try the cleanse, or they want to, or they work out at the gym or want to lose a bit of weight, whatever it might be, I might lend a scoop of the shake too, so they can, well, not lend, I'll let them have a shake as well, so they can try that. So what do I do when I drop the pack off? So as I mentioned before, I will I'll take all the drinks with me. So I get them all out and I will talk about the benefits of the gels. This is really, really important because what we want are lots of gel drinkers. At the moment, I've got 14 regular gel drinkers, and obviously this is important for me, not just because it's helping my 4 case credits each month, but it means that I'm helping a lot more people see benefit from drinking these gels. My goal for this year is to get 30 gel drinkers. So over the month, if 30 people are ordering 2 bottles, that's 6 case credits done and dusted on the first of the month. So, gel drinkers are really, really invaluable to us. I talk about it being the number 1 product in our business, that obviously good health starts from the inside out. I pour a little bit of each drink out. I let them try them. I do warn them, some of them have got a bit of a funky taste. We have a little chuckle, but what you find is actually people don't think they're as bad as you make out. And I use the word that we've been taught, most people I know want to have a good immune system, they want more energy, they want good digestion, they want great skin and hair and nails, which is actually why most people I know drink a shot of this in the morning. I tell them that I've been drinking it for 7 years and absolutely swear by it. Let them try them and, ask them which is your favourite. And people will give you all sorts of different answers. Don't always assume that they prefer the peaches, because actually not everybody does. Some people prefer the plain one or the Freedom, which I think are much more hardcore, but there we go. So everybody's different. And then I'll say to them, do you think you can see yourself drinking a shot of this every morning? And that phrase works really well because you're asking them to visualize themselves drinking it every day. So then I go on to the products in their experience pack. So I get the little bag out. I take each product out one by one and explain the benefits. And what I will actually do is, when I've talked about the product, I will leave it out on the side. I won't put them back in the bag. And when I leave, I'll leave them there as well. I will tell them to put the products around the house where they think they're going to use them. Excuse me. Because what you'll find is, if you don't, they might just stay in the bag. So that's really important. I will also say to them about referrals. So, I'll say, if you enjoy these products, I'd absolutely love to share them with some other people, share the benefits. So if you can think of 2 people that would also like to be pampered for a couple of nights, let me know, give me their names. I'm happy if you want to have a chat with them before I come again. And I will give you a free gift with your order. And the second thing I do is I mentioned that I've got a customer VIP Facebook page, and I know not everybody will have one of these, but I will encourage them to take a picture of their favourite product and to write why they like it and post it into my page. So the final thing I do is obviously tell them to enjoy themselves, enjoy a pamper. If they've got any questions, not to hesitate to let me know. I'm there at the end of the phone, and to arrange a pickup time. So I usually leave it 3 or 4 nights. I will give them preference. I will get them to confirm that they will definitely be in at that time. And again, I will stress the importance that they need to be there when I pick it up, because I want to hear firsthand how they've got on with the products. So what do I do when I pick the pack up? ask them what their favourites were. I'll talk through each one. They'll tell you about the favourite ones first of all, and then I'll say, great. So can you see yourself using these in your daily routine? And they'll be like, yeah, actually, because they've been using it for a few days. And then I'll say, great. Shall I get that ordered for you so you don't have to be without it? So that feels really comfortable. I'll go back to the drinking gels as well. This is really important because obviously, as I said, you want gel drinkers. So, I will say to them, did you have a think about the gels? Obviously, when I went through the benefits, you thought that you might see benefit yourself. Do you think you can see yourself having a shot every morning? And then, obviously, if they're happy to give it a go, then you can get them some gel ordered. I will, of course, mention the referral names, and obviously, if they've not yet posted in my VIP page, I will encourage them to do so as well. The key thing to remember is, of course, that not everybody is going to order. And, some people won't order anything. Some people will spend hundreds of pounds. I know there was a couple of years ago, there was a period of 2 or 3 weeks when I'd got loads of experience packs out and just nobody was ordering anything. I was pulling my hair out. I think the most order I got was like an aloe lips or a teeth gel. But stick with it, because actually what I got at the end of the 2 weeks was a lady, she actually ordered, I think it's about £200 worth of products. She did the Clean 9, she went on to the Follow On Fit programme, and then she recommended her mum and dad went on to the Freedom and the RD. So that was incredible. So stick with it. You just don't know who you're going to meet that's going to love our products. And what I would say is have fun with it, build relationships with your customers. A lot of my customers have now become friends, and that's why it becomes enjoyable. They always say, make sure you're having fun in this business, and it doesn't feel like work when you're helping people and they're seeing benefit from our product. So that's really important. My focus, as I said at the start, has changed somewhat. So I will be now going back to a lot of my customers and saying, you love these products. I would absolutely love to share what I do with this business, because I happen to think you'd be great. So then I can say, when I pick the your experience pack up, why don't I bring some information I can share what it is that I do. So my results. So as I said at the start, I've consistently done 5 to 7 case credits every single month. So on average, that's given me £588 extra money every single month. And this is on top of my full-time wage from the NHS. And this means that I've spent I've earned and spent around £7,000 a year. And this has enabled me and my husband to go to some incredible places. So Ibiza, we've been to Bali, Venice, Lake Tahoe, Valencia, Mallorca, Ibiza several times, Vegas, the list goes on. So just from sharing our amazing products, we've literally been able to travel the world. And that for me really is happiness. So that's the end. I just want to say again, a massive thank you for giving me the opportunity to share it. I hope some of you have got a few snippets of helpful information from what I've shared this evening. So thank you.